Paul Graham from OptimalBody.ca. Today, I'll be answering the question, is BMI a good indicator of health? A lot of people out there think BMI is a great indicator, while others think it is useless. In reality, it can be a great indicator of health risks. Now, that doesn't mean that it is a perfect measurement or should be used as the sole measurement of health. In the video, I'm going to go through some of the pros and some of the cons of using BMI as an indicator of health. Studies have shown that people with a BMI over 30 have higher rates of type 2 diabetes, breathing problems, kidney problems, heart disease, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, mobility issues, and a host of other health issues. For example, there's a 2017 study that had a sample size of over 100,000 people that found people with a BMI over 30 had a 1.5 to 2.7 increased risk of deaths from all-cause mortality. Another example would be a study that found people who were underweight on the BMI scale were found to die an average of 6.7 years earlier than people in the healthy range for BMI, while people that were in the extremely obese category for BMI were found to die an average of 3.7 years earlier than people in the healthy category of BMI. These are just a few examples of a lot of research out there that shows the potential health risks for someone who has a higher or lower BMI. One common thing I have seen over the years is a lot of people who have a higher BMI will brush it off because they'll say, well, I know I'm healthy, and they'll list off certain healthy aspects, such as exercising regularly or feeling they're eating healthy. It's really important. A lot of people look at health as either you're healthy or you're not. It's a large spectrum. And looking at all the different factors that go into health and not just being biased towards looking at certain ones that are good or certain ones that are bad and taking a bigger picture. Now, some of the cons of using BMI as an indicator of health. It doesn't distinguish between males and females, so the chart is used for both males and females. However, research has shown there is a higher risk of those diseases for both males and females using BMI. Another issue that often comes up is people will use an example of someone who works out with weights a lot and they're very muscly and have a very large frame because they've added on a lot of muscle, and they show, well, obviously it isn't a good indicator for that person. And it isn't for someone who's training in the weight room and who is holding a lot of muscle mass. However, it's designed for just the average typical population, and it's not designed to be used alone. Again, it's just one indicator of potential health risks. Additionally, research has shown that's not necessarily the most accurate for all different parts of the population. For example, Asians have been shown to have a higher health risk at lower BMIs. And so there's some countries that have actually altered where they define obese or being more at a health risk with the BMI scale. On the other hand, Black women as a population have been shown in studies to be able to go higher on the BMI range without the added health risk. So in conclusion, yes, BMI is a potentially good indicator of health. However, it shouldn't be the sole indicator. If you're looking on a BMI scale and you're seeing that you are potentially at a higher risk, why not look towards other measurements of health? For example, looking at blood tests with your doctor, your healthcare provider, looking into what your percent body fat is, looking into a really simple measurement such as your waist to hip ratio. This is a really good one for someone that feels they have a naturally larger frame because you're using a measurement against yourself. So there's lots of different things that you can potentially use. Is BMI a good indicator of health? It can be a great indicator of health risks. Now, that doesn't mean that it is a perfect measurement or should be used as the sole measurement of health.